Mike Kern here with Adam Emmenecker for another shoot around. And Adam, we are 22 games into the 90-game conference schedule. And of course, we're using the new back-to-back same site scheduling model this year for a 1-year period. And your thoughts on how things have gone so far with teams responding in game one and in game two?
Yeah, Mike, I was really interested to see, not only in terms of from a coaching standpoint, what you see for adjustments, but also from a road team standpoint. Does it give you a little advantage getting to play in the same gym twice back in a row, back to back, 2 games in a row? And, honestly, I expected a lot more parity than we've seen. I think what's difficult so far when you look at the standings, matchups have played such a big role in the disparity between the top of the conference, which really looks like Drake, Missouri State, Loyola to this point, and a couple of the teams that have maybe struggled early. But just in terms of how we think about scheduling, I expect that stuff's going to kind of all move and mold and shape together. The conference tends to be a pretty jumbled mess as we get to the middle of the year. I kind of expect 2020, 2021 to be no exception. And, obviously some teams are playing, had a couple COVID concerns, some scheduling changes. I think the back-to-backs have been interesting in that we have seen some success for the road team, not a ton of coaches changing their philosophy from one game to another, but especially as the year moves along, the players get to hear more about their opponents day after day after day after day. I expect the road teams to start picking up some more wins.
Interesting. And one thing that hasn't changed a lot is the play of Cameron Krutwig, who reached a milestone joining 3 Naismith Hall of Famers in his accomplishments. Talk a little bit about what Cam has done in his career that is still going on.
Yeah, and congratulations. One of the most decorated players in MVC history. And it's funny because you look at him and you don't look at Cameron Krutwig and think, you know what, he's a dominant Division I athlete. But his prowess and progression from a twinkle toes freshman to differentiate his team into the Final Four, and now, honestly, probably one of the front runners for Player of the Year in the conference this year. He's had a heck of a career, and you mentioned the stats: 1,500 points, 800 rebounds, 300 assists. He's in a company with guys that only need first name introductions: Oscar, Larry, and Hersey. So welcome to the club. Congratulations, number 4, Cameron. You've been a pleasure to watch. Looking forward to watching the rest of your career as well.
Yeah, and another Player of the Year candidate is hailing from Missouri State, a 2-time Player of the Week in back-to-back weeks. He scored 20-plus points in 7 straight games, which is second in the nation in terms of that streak. And we've only had 3 total people that have done that in the league in the last 10 years. And one of them is Doug McDermott. The other one's DJ Valentine of Evansville. And talk a little bit about Isaiah Mosley and what he's been able to accomplish in leading the Bears to one of their hottest starts in recent history.
Yes, a good company. If you're scoring with DJ Valentine and you're scoring with Doug McDermott, that's a pretty good place to be. I mean, Mosley 3rd in the country in scoring, and he's back-to-back Player of the Week for the conference. You know what I really like, though, my sneaky favorite part about him this year? Yes, he's 3 times his scoring average from a year ago, but he's also 3 times his assists. So he's coming off 3 straight 29-point games. A lot of guys can score 20 points, but he's not a ball dominant guy. I like the way he's picking up buckets in the flow of the offense. He's a willing passer, finding his teammates. The growth of Isaiah Mosley this year has been fantastic. He's a big part of the reason Dana Ford and that bunch, Missouri State, they're going to be a tough out. They're long, they're athletic, and Mosley packs a scoring punch between he and Prim that's going to be difficult for anybody to defend.
Well, Adam, thanks for your insights again this week. We look forward to talking to you next Tuesday, and let's get some games played this weekend.
Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Mike.